outstanding and world-class vision and world-class this.
I'm a real leadership geek, honestly. I've spent my whole career reading books and chatting to people.
I just find the whole thing and the announcement, the way it's been announced, bizarre.
If you could move away from a model where teachers are so intensely focused.
Good evening, everybody. We're very glad to have you here. We have more viewers than normal because we have changed to StreamYard, so you get to see our faces. I just said to Ray that a kid said to me, "You look different today, Miss Black." I was like, "Yes, I have no makeup on because I just couldn't be bothered. It is too tiring. It is week 7. Why? Why are we still week?
I know, and I've been wearing the same makeup for 15 hours now, so I think we both look a bit haggard. But it's fine. We're beautiful enough.
That's true, yeah. And we support our emotional support animals with us today.
And
I have a Gosh teddy bear, and Ray, I think you've frozen a bit. Ray has a Highland cow. I mean, I'm a primary school
teacher.
teacher.
Have a Highland cow. Someone at work gave me a Highland cow today, and I've been carrying it around with me.
I'm a primary school teacher. That's why I have teddy bears. Why do you have teddy bears, Ray? You teach high school. You frozen. Oh, you're back.
I know.
The tech is tired as well, everyone. But thanks for listening.
Can you hear me at all?
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah. So we wanted to do the show about like why are teachers so tired? Week 7 is probably the most obvious reason as to why teachers are tired. But if you're listening in, oh yeah, see, even Ray's technology is tired. But if you're listening in, and there are quite a few of you, so thank you for listening in to the Late Late Show with me and Ray. Please, can you can always put a comment in the comment box if you're listening on Twitter. Let us know. Is it week 7 for you? Are you finished? Maybe you're in a different country and you're finished for the year, and we're very jealous of you because we are not in the hemisphere, unfortunately.
No.
But yeah, so how has your Monday been? We're nearly there, guys. Friday is a half day for me. Hopefully, is Friday a half day for you?
Yes. Well, okay. Sort of. We finish at 12 something, and then we have to do that thing where everyone gathers in the staff room and says goodbye to people who are leaving.
Yeah.
And it's all very, oh, we'll miss you. Congratulations. But in our heads, we're thinking like, let us leave now. We want to go. So it's yeah, it's one of those days.
We want to go, and take us with you. Yeah, so yeah, ours is the same. We finish 12. No, I think the kids have lunch. We finish 1 o'clock on Friday, and then there's like a Christmas party, and there will most definitely be a movie on Friday morning. Ray's kind of frozen. You're kind of frozen again, but we shall continue with the why teachers are tired. What is the issue with our profession? Why are we always so tired?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I read a thing online ages ago, and it's always stuck with me. And it was like, teachers make minute by minute brain surgeons. That's why we're all really tired. We're doing a million things. We are making a million decisions all at the same time. We are having many conversations with many different children. I feel like I have 3 different conversations at the same time sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Genuinely.
So I'm sorry, just for anyone who can see this, I am moving the entire computer closer to the router. Just in case. That's the reason my Wi-Fi keeps being weird.
We were in a very professional in-house studio. We do not broadcast in rooms, guys. We don't know what you're talking about.
Boy, okay. I just really hope my computer doesn't fall backwards off the end of my sofa. All right.
That makes it more interesting.
It will. You'll get a nice view of my ceiling, but I don't think anyone's here for that. So okay, this does seem to be working slightly better. So
Well, we're teachers, right? So we're adaptable. We can we'll just do the show on the ceiling.
this
That's what the
this is true. This
Yeah.
is true. We've all experienced far, far worse. Perfectly planned lesson, and then the kids are on the ceiling. So I think we can handle this. It's fine.
On the ceiling, running out the door. So yeah, are you? I know, like our last show was about half term. We were off the airwaves for our last show because I think Ray was sick, and everyone at school is getting sick because again, week 7, we've all been in school too long. We're all making too many decisions at the same time. All the kids are getting sick, and yeah, like you know, when your body is like, it is time, stop.
Yeah, and there's that saying that if you don't rest, I can't remember what it is because I obviously don't listen to it, so I don't know what the saying is, but it's something like if you don't rest, your body will pick the time. If you don't make the time to rest, your body will pick it for you or something. And like that is so clearly what's happening. But we've this is the first kind of solid week that I haven't been ill. Probably since like the end of September. So it's been a constant thing. I had fully one third of my year 10 class out last week for a lesson. And then you know how you can put, I don't know how different systems work, but on our system, you can, if you hover over the register, you can see the comment that the like attendance has put on.
Yeah,
and it was like all the same thing. Like there's obviously just this one bug that is just knocking out an entire third of the year group. And I'm like, how have I not got that? Because I've got everything else. Everything else is possible to get this term. I have got.
On a positive note, that's less marking.
No, it's not, because they're absent for an assessment day and we're doing the mop-ups this week, so they're all doing it anyway.
That's annoying, because then you have to find a day to do it, another day.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really annoying.
Yeah, it is. But at least, fingers crossed, I haven't caught the particular lurgy that's taking everyone down so far. Anyway, so but this is the danger, right? Because we're so close to the end, and you're like, please just let me get through. Please just let me get through. Yeah. And for those of us that have actual holidays planned, like holidays that involve getting on a plane.
Yeah.
I'm absolutely terrified. I'm absolutely terrified that I'm going to end up.
You need to answer back every single minute of the day.
Right. And I have so many anti-bac things, and they hide in this fake desk plant. It's really weird, and trying to explain it verbally is not going to do it justice, but it's this cute little like desk plant, like plastic one. But if you pick it up and you squeeze it, anti-bac comes out the bottom.
That's really cool.
So I know it is really cool, and I love it. So I use it all the time. I use it absolutely all the time. But it hasn't been enough, clearly, until now, I guess. But
and always Jeff Cope said hi. Hi, Jeff.
Hi, Jeff.
Are you tired? Are you a teacher? You also have no makeup on. Do you have an emotional support animal?
Oh, I left him at my desk where I'm supposed to be doing this, but where the Wi-Fi doesn't want to cooperate. So
that's fine. I can share mine.
Thank you. I was carrying my Highland cow, my gifted Highland cow, around with me all day, and I was getting really strange looks from the kids. Like really strange. But they have been asking me in recent weeks, not all of them obviously, but like some of them have been asking me like, Miss, are you okay? Miss, are you look tired? Miss, are you stressed? I'm like, it's that. Yeah, it's showing that much in my like, and they say this when I'm just walking down the corridor, not when I'm in a lesson, because the teachers get in bad moods and we get snappy, and kids can tell when the teacher's off, of course, in a lesson. But they'd be saying this to me when I'm like walking from one room to another. They'd literally stop me and be like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Oh, this is bad. Like, this is bad now. We all need to just go home for 3 weeks because this needs to stop."
I wish 3 weeks, 2 weeks.
I know. No, like we need to go now and make it 3.
Yeah, we need to be done now. We all need to go work in private schools. because they're feeling it. Like, there's quite a lot of listeners. We have 64 listeners, so thank you very much for listening in. Let us know if you're done. Let us know if you're not done. We're really sorry if you're not done. We are also
I don't know if I want to know if you're done.
No, yeah, don't tell us if you're done. You can tell us if you're not done.
That's
We
fine.
we don't want to feel jealous of you.
Yeah.
Tweet us
I
off
know.
on next Monday. You can tweet us next Monday and let us know that you're done, because we'll be done as well by then. Yeah.
This is true. And I will be somewhere far more pleasant than
Do you know
the
what?
rainy
Like,
Midlands.
do you know what the worst is as well? Like getting sick, is that your
Mm.
body like holds up to the end because we're there for the kids, and we just like keep going. Not like any other profession, right? Just keep going, and then you get sick in the holidays.
Mhm.
That's the worst.
Yeah, and
It's such a waste.
you think like, and that's what's so harsh about it, because you think you've made it to the end. If you make it to the end without getting sick, like if I get to noon on Friday or whatever it is, and I'm not hacking up a lung, then I'll feel really accomplished. But then when I wake up on Saturday and I have to get myself to the airport, I'm gonna think, what is that tickle in my throat? And then it just, like, all the bitterness that you've been repressing the past 7 weeks just comes out.
Yeah. Like today, I was like talking at the kids, and my voice started to hurt. I was like, "No, Lianne, stop! Just stop! It's not necessary.
Yeah.
Just stop. I don't want to be sick. Like, I'm exhausted. I feel like I've been hit by a bus. Like yesterday, like yesterday, even like my bones were cold. Like I was that tired. It was that cold. I was just like, oh God, even
The
this morning.
worst. I think sometimes of the worst it's been. Like I used to work in a really toxic school, and everyone was absolutely terrified of taking time off, and they dock your pay as well. It was just disgusting on a number of levels. But so this I got sick. What I thought was just like a bit of a chest infection or something, and I kept coughing and coughing, and it was really difficult because we had to like line the kids up outside, like and get them online, and it requires you to raise your voice. You have to use like a louder voice, right? Not screaming, but like you have to project outdoors to 200 odd kids. So I was doing that, and it got to the point where I literally couldn't talk anymore, but I was so scared of taking time off, and doctor initially said like, oh, just do this, take this. Nothing was working, nothing was knocking it out. I eventually had to go get a blood test after 5 weeks of having this like ridiculous chest infection and not being able to talk and do my job, and forcing myself. I didn't miss a single day of work. Like I forced myself to go in because I was so scared of the consequences if I didn't. I got a blood test and it came back. No, I know it totally wasn't human. And the blood test came back, and they're like, I can't remember what it is now, but they're like, you have this incredibly rare bacterial infection that none of the normal antibiotics are getting. That's why you still have it. And it's not going to go away on its own. Like you need this one special thing. So I finally got the right drugs, and it got rid of it. But I was like, how long, like, how long would I have pushed myself through that thing that was not going to get any better because of this culture of fear in that place when I like it. So this isn't that bad. in a way, having a different illness every week because I'm surrounded by hundreds of lurgy filled children is like better than what I had before.
Yeah.
So I think of that dark time sometimes to get myself through.
Oh my God. We're going to create a list, right? So like, why is it tiring? Well, some leadership teams make it tiring. They should do the opposite, right? They don't. Some leadership teams. And why on earth would you want a teacher to feel that they have to come in if they're sick? I just don't think it happens in any other profession. I really don't.
Unless, I mean, I'm trying to think, like there are some jobs that are very project based or very like teaching comes in waves, right? You have these really intense periods where you have to get a bunch of stuff done and it's a really intense schedule, and then you have these low periods where you have to kind of fill the void with the other things that exist in your life, if they still do, if you haven't abandoned them because of your job. And there are some other careers that follow that similar pattern. Like they have their busy times and they have their downtimes, but they're rare. And I feel like there's something uniquely painful about the education experience, in that you have these intense periods, but you don't have any say at all. And like you can't say no to a project. Like you can't say, I can't put anything else on my plate right now. Like I need a longer holiday. You have absolutely no say in your year plan, in your day-to-day schedule, and your like whether or not you take on more work, or you're like, you just don't have the freedom that some people who work in those kind of project-based environments have, or freelancers. Like you're totally at the mercy of the wider system, and then of your particular employer. And then when you couple that with the horrendous stuff that teachers are having to deal with every single day, and then when you couple that with the fact that we don't get, I feel, and most of us feel, adequately compensated for all of the stress and the work that we do, and it's just like you start feeling really, really powerless. And I think in most people that eventually turns into bitterness and resentment. And I'm seeing like and you get physically sick. Like you can't sustain that. Especially like, and if you remember your why, and if you have that kind of positive outlook, or you're still enjoying something, you're still enthusiastic about it, you can kind of stave off the breakdown for a while. Like you can kind of push back the burnout, but it is going to come eventually. Like it's going to hit everyone. So I'm at a place where I'm so frustrated with it, and it being week 7 of this horrific half term, and what feels like the longest term like of my life.
Oh my god, I feel like September was 5 million years ago.
Yeah.
And it's freezing and dark. I mean, I get to school and it's still dark. And even, you say like, remember your why, and it's like, so I have like some behavior charts in place at the moment, and one of the kids got like a full row of smiley faces. And when I drew the last one, he was like, yes! Woo! I was like, it's a great feeling for a few seconds, but it doesn't give you the energy to keep going.
No. And it doesn't boost your immune system.
No, it doesn't.
No. It doesn't keep you physically healthy. It doesn't reduce the amount of work that you have to do at home that night.
Well, I think like, if that was like spring 1, week 1, I'd be like, oh, lovely, let's carry on. But it's not. And it's not week 7, right? It's week 14 actually, because we had half term, but for most of us, it's a week. And within that, you have to do some work for autumn too. So it's not a week. I think half term needs to be 2 weeks, quite frankly. A week to recover and a week to kind of do, I don't want to say work, yuck, but a week to do stuff. It's just not, I don't.
Yeah. And I feel at this point that I would happily, I've never said this until this year. I was ready. Like I've been teaching since I qualified in 2011. And since then I have been ready to die on the hill of summer holidays. I was always like, I will not sacrifice a day of that summer break. I don't care. And this is the first year I've been like, you can take it. Like you can have it. You can have a week or 2 weeks off my summer. You can have my firstborn child. You can take a pinky finger and put it in a box. You can have whatever you want. Bleed me dry. Just give me 2 weeks in October, November, because people are physically disgusting and mentally unwell.
But also, like, I think we've been teaching
it's not good.
a similar amount of time, and like children have changed. That I know.
Yeah, they have.
They have. And it's more exhausting. It's multiple behaviors you're having to deal with, multiple emotions, like heightened extreme emotions. And like we are only human, and you kind of feed off the kids' emotions. Like I feel like they like sink into you sometimes. Ugh, I don't know. I I feel like that you like. I feel their emotions. Like it bounces off me, but it's just
Yeah.
a real heavy.
And especially when you,
emotion.
it can be, and I mean that is, well, there are two reasons why I'm never going to be a head of year again, because I was a head of year for many years and in three different schools. Well, two different schools, three different times is weird. So like 4 or 5 different year groups I had. I'm never doing that again, ever. And the number one reason is I was like, I caught myself one time in a meeting with a parent in my last school, my last year, and I was like, if I weren't a professional, I would climb over this table. Like I was that angry and offended about the stuff coming out of that person's mouth. And it was so incorrect and it was so offensive to so many members of staff. And I was just like, if this were happening, there's my cat. If this were happening, if someone were saying these things to me on the street, like I'd be in a police van. And I was like, I'm going to get myself fired. I need to not do this anymore. And the second reason is it is the most emotionally draining thing I have. My cat is climbing the curtain. The most emotionally draining thing I've ever done in my life. And it really does bleed you dry.
Yeah.
And then even if you're not a head of year, if you're just a classroom teacher and you're in a school that is that cares about individual children and has a more kind of has an approach that reflects that. Like my school's very kind of relational based, which has its positives and its negatives, and it's great and it's flawed, and we could talk about that forever. But anything that requires you to engage with an individual on that one-to-one, human-to-human basis and meet them where they are and get on their level and get to the bottom of things and have those individual, honest conversations, it's going to drain you. And you do absorb their energy. And then when they kick off or they're rude to you, you do take it personally. Like it feels
oh my God, yeah.
So much more personal than if you're trained to see these kids as a number. And I'm not saying that a reason not to take that approach, but we do need to acknowledge that it has this serious knock-on effect on staff.
Yeah. I feel it on the inside. I'm like I say to my class, like, I give you a lot, guys. I give you a lot of love, a lot of time, a lot of extra that you shouldn't have to give. But I think in my mind, if I give the extra, in the long run, there's less to deal with. That's kind of my thought process.
Yeah.
Whether it's right or wrong, I don't know. But like,
here's where I'm at and why I spent an evening last week watching a webinar about getting out of this career, because it's like I said to my head of department in September when I was fully honest with her, and I was like, look, this year is like a last ditch attempt to kind of fall back in love with this job because it's killing me. And one of the reasons is I'm not tired of I'm getting increasingly frustrated the older I get and the longer I do this with that idea of kind of delayed gratification, I guess, like playing the long game. Like we're constantly killing ourselves now so that it helps the kids later on, but we don't see that.
It's a hamster.
And I feel like, it's a hamster wheel. And I feel like my whole life is just cutting myself into little pieces for other people. And I never get to, or I very rarely, let me be fair, I very rarely get to see the fruits of my labor, or like I very rarely get to see the payoff down the line. I'm sure they do, and that's great. But like, and I'm I care about people and I do this because I care and I like to think I'm a decent human being. But I'm also a human being that needs to kind of feel a reward or like see what I've done. Like I'm tired. And my head teacher used this analogy in the kind of welcome back staff meeting on the first day about like we're all kind of building a cathedral and we're all like bricks, like we're all putting in like one brick at a time, and we're not going to see the cathedral finish because that stuff takes even now takes like decades, right? But we're part of it. And in my head I just had Pink Floyd on repeat, and I was like, this is probably not the image she's trying to bring up right now, but I'm tired of being a brick. Like I want to build something and I want to see it. I
Mm.
don't
You
know
must.
how much like long game I have left in me.
I feel like in primary, that's why I kind of like the younger years because the objectives are a bit simpler, and I feel like
Yeah.
you see movement with the kids.
Yeah, faster, I guess, like
Feel
more.
very like it's like little steps, and not all of them, some of them. But you're right. It's like you put in 1,000,000%, and you're like, when am I going to see the rewards of my input?
Yeah.
And that's why I like that. Remember your why. It's like in week 14, why? Why? Just why?
Week 14. My why is my
Why?
mortgage, lady.
Yes.
Stop.
My why is the mortgage, and I have to get through week 14 to get to the Christmas holidays. That's why,
Yeah.
guys. That's why.
Some days my why is just spite.
No.
That
Oh.
yeah, but it's more that it's oh, sorry, there's a cat here. Um Hi, Paul.
Yeah, very
Oh,
important.
comment.
What is the topic of our show? Week
Complaining?
14,
I
Paul.
think
Week 14.
yeah, complaining about
We're
week
like,
14.
yeah, what's our topic? Hashtag complain.
Yeah.
This is like
Um
Star from 101. We used to do that. We had like
about the autumn term. Yeah. Focused on
we're gonna chuck autumn 2 in the bin.
can we?
What are you chucking in the bin, guys? We have quite a few listeners. It's very nice. Thank you for listening to our Monday moan.
Paul says, I love complaining.
Really? So do we. Listen back
Yeah,
in
clearly.
spring term. We won't moan in spring. Well, maybe in spring because it's still cold and
yeah.
dark. But in spring too, we will try not to complain so much on our show.
Oh, and you know what I'm really looking forward to? You know those moments, it's usually like it happens so gradually, but then there's one moment where you suddenly realize, like you look up and you realize, "Oh, I can see the sun. Like I haven't got to work
Yeah.
yet and the sun is up." And it's this beautiful moment of like, "Ah." Yeah.
This is my second career, and I used to work at a very famous football club before I was a teacher. I was an events manager, so we would do shift work. So the morning shift, the morning duty manager shift would start at 7. So I would arrive in the dark, and then I would leave in the dark. I was like a vampire. I just never saw day
Yeah.
sometimes.
I feel like I don't. And my classroom's internal. I've mentioned this a few times in the show, but my classroom in my current school is like on the inside of the building, kind of facing
Oh
like there's
my
a window into the quad area,
god,
but
that's depressing.
it's not a direct like there's no window to the outside. There's no window that opens. There's one way in and out of that room, and that is the door. You can't climb out a window. You can't break a window. You can't see the sky. Like it's very, it can feel very claustrophobic.
Yeah.
Lockdowns scare me
Um,
for that reason. But oh my gosh, right. That just jogged my memory. This is apropos of absolutely nothing, but I have to share this. Okay. Because we love complaining, Paul. Here's something that's not actually a complaint. And Lianne,
this is not a
here
complaint.
is
Hide the comment.
no, it's not. This is a really positive thing, right? This was the first time in a really long time that I was like, oh, I love these kids, and this is
Oh my
why I do.
god.
Like, this is why kids are great, right?
I feel like we need a
So
banner. We need a banner. Thank you
I
for this.
don't.
It's a
It's
positive.
so weird. No, it's a weird thing to be happy about because it was actually really disturbing. But
Okay.
randomly out of the blue, this year 8 boy says to me, like as we're packing up at the end of the lesson, he's like, because he sits near my desk, he's like, Miss, and this is funny in itself. He's like, Miss,
This is going to be a pearl of wisdom.
no. He's like, Miss, what would you do if a
Yes.
school shooter came in the door with a knife?
Okay, I didn't
So I
expect
was
it
like,
to go this way.
right, no, wait for it. I was
Okay.
like, a school shooter with a knife? Do you want to rethink that scenario a little bit? He was like, no, you know what I mean, like with a gun or a knife or whatever. What would you do if he came through the door? And I was like, well, okay. so there's nowhere to hide in here, and there's also nowhere to go. So I would tell you all to get as far away from the door, as far away from the person as possible. Squeeze yourselves into a corner, make like sardines, and I would try and probably distract him or talk to him or humanize us in the situation, like, de-escalate, whatever. So he didn't, and he was like, so you'd put yourself in between him and us. And I was like, yeah, that's my job. I mean, that's not my job. Like, that shouldn't ever be anyone's job. Like, I don't, that should never be a situation I have to do. But like, yes, of course I would. And he was like, why would you do that? Why'd you do that? And I was like, well, I'm literally 3 times your age. Like, you've got more future ahead of you. And this is, look around you. This is the situation. That's just what I do. And I wasn't trying to be like, oh, I love you. I can't, like, it's just a natural thing for an adult to protect kids. Right.
Yeah.
And then he goes, he's like, no, miss, I can't let you do that.
Oh, bless his heart.
I can't let you. No. I wouldn't let you do that. I wouldn't let you take on a school shooter by yourself. I wouldn't let you do that. And I was like, for the record, do what I tell you and get in the corner. But out of curiosity, what would you do? It was like, oh, I do this, and he like got his friend, and they were acting out like how they would distract this gunman. And then it got really disturbing really quickly. But I was like, that's actually that moment where he realized what I was saying and was like, I can't let you do that. I was like, oh my God. They are very cute.
That's
They are very
sweet. Now,
I hope none of us have to die for each other ever, but like, hypothetically, it was sweet.
Yeah, that's very sweet. So I don't know if John Cat have books on what to do if a shooter walks in your classroom.
With a knife.
With a shooter with a knife. I think
shooter with a knife. Yeah.
I think he needs some vocabulary help.
I'm an English teacher. Don't.
Yeah. If you would like some vocabulary work, we have a lovely sponsor, John Cat. They make books. And we are brought to you by John Cat Educational, publishers of professional development books and resources that support great teaching and learning in schools around the world, not just the country, guys, around the world. You can level up your professional development and they have a website, johncatbookshop.com. It's a great website. There's loads of really good books. Actually, someone had one in an inset the other day. I was like, I know that book. They're one of our advertisers. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a radio show, not just a teacher. So you can get 20% off your order. There's a code. Should write it down. Capital letters JCTTR 2425. We also have another sponsor, Parentkind, and they're a national charity and they represent parental views. It's like Teacher Tap. Is that what it's called? Teacher Tap, but for parents?
I think so.
Yeah. They represent parent views and parent voices, and they are championing parental participation in education and school life. I think that's very important. You need parents on side. You need to be able to have conversations with parents.
Yes, you do.
In week 14. Anyway, they foster strong school parent partnerships, boost student attendance, improve behavior, and enhance academic performance. When parents actively participate, students thrive. Join the movement that's reshaping education for the better. Visit parentkind.org to learn more about reaping the rewards of working in partnership with parents in week 14. Very important.
In week 14.
We also have Teachers Talk Connect, fabulous conference that's going to be happening in Manchester by our Teachers Talk radio team. It is in Manchester on Saturday, the 1st of March, 2025. I wonder who's going to write 2024 when they get back in January. Anyway,
me.
It's a free event. It's a free event. It's going to be across the educational spectrum. We have some fabulous speakers. One of our main stage speakers is Lee Parkinson. He's Mr. P, ICT, and Kate Jones. There will be subject-specific CPD sessions, and there will be amazing networking opportunities too. So, tickets are free for teachers and leaders, and you need to visit ttradio.org to find out more and get your ticket today. Yeah, so it's free, but I do think you have to register. You can't just turn up.
Yeah.
This ain't break duty. You can't just turn up or not turn up if you forget your break duty. We have
That's another thing. By week 14, who remembers where they're supposed to be and when?
I don't remember last week. I just stay in my classroom.
I think I've taken the approach of like running around as fast as possible from like between every possible place where I could get something done just to avoid sitting still, because that's when they get you. That's when they find you and they talk to you and they ask you to do things and they speak. And no,
Don't
I'm
speak
done.
to me, please.
Mm-mm.
Like break time. Getting them out to the playground for break time is like herding cattle. It's like I need a sheepdog to get them out of the room. Like I don't understand, you know. Pick up your coat, put it on. That's 2 seconds, and then walk out. Why? Just go to break. It's like 15 minutes for me to breathe and mark and get ready for the next. Just like put your coat on and leave. Go outside. This is the playground. The playground is this way. The playground is this way. You don't need to stay in the classroom. You can leave now. Thank you very much.
And they don't. They just hover. They hover and they're like flies. They're like little
I
fruit flies.
But I wanted the tissue. But I wanted. Okay, so take it and then go.
Yeah. Leave. Goodbye. Go, go, go. Go.
I feel like Paul Foz is definitely not at a private school. He's complaining like we are. Are you in week 14 as well, Paul? We understand.
Also, sorry, can I just right. So Paul pointing out that he wouldn't take the kid's word for it, that he'd get between me and the school shooter with a knife. Of course he wouldn't. Of course he would. He'd wet himself and like scream and cry and shake in a corner. Of course he would, because that's a normal human response to someone walking in with a gun knife. I don't know what a school shooter with a knife would look like, but the point is he cared enough to think he could, that he wanted to, that he wasn't going to let me do that by myself. And this kid is also like half my size. I mean, I am tall, but he is half my size. So it was very endearing. I'm not counting on him to step in, but it was sweet.
I feel like we're like veering into Christmas. Apparently, Paul got a Christmas card from a kid he's taught for 2 years, addressed to Mr. Foster. It's a great surname.
Mr. Fister Foster?
I don't think that's his surname.
Hold on.
Are you a Foster, Paul?
Is it
Mr. Fister?
Are you Foster?
Fabulous.
Are you Foster and the kid wrote Fister, or did he write Fister Foster like double barreled?
I'm thinking he wrote Fister Foster. I mean, at least you got a Christmas card. That's nice.
Okay, you are Foster.
He's a Foster.
And
the kid wrote Fister Foster.
Fister Foster.
I mean, I'd change him.
I wonder if they just call you Mr. Fister behind your back, and they have a vague idea of what that might imply. I don't know.
Look, Paul. I mean, I teach here too. At least it was spelt correctly.
Fair.
Yeah.
I get all sorts. I still get all sorts. Actually, do you know what? And I know exactly why this is. This is the first school I've ever worked at, because I moved up to the Midlands from London after 13 years in London. Wow. And this is the first school I've ever worked at where the majority of people do not have an immediate hysterical reaction to my surname. So my surname is Whitehouse. Like Whitehouse. Like Paul Whitehouse, Mary Whitehouse, the Whitehouse, it's Whitehouse. And it's a name from the Midlands. Like if you look at the distribution of the surname, most Whitehouses are around Birmingham. And my family, and my family's all like Cambridgeshire, so more east, kind of a little bit more southeast. But it's a Midlands kind of name in origin, and they're white houses around here, like not a lot of them, but there are a few,
That's
and there are a
cool.
few companies called White House and stuff. So it's like it's a thing that people are vaguely familiar with. And
Mm.
it's the first school I've ever been in where like not 90% of the kids are rolling in the aisles because I've told them what my name is. Every other place, they're like, president, like thinking it's really funny, and they're the first person to ever say it. And then when I first started teaching, they were like Amy Winehouse, like it was that kind of thing. But it's this is the only place. This is the only I've only realized that today. So Midlands school with Midlands children, not laughing at my Midlands name.
That's very nice.
It's nice, yeah. But normally, Paul, I could relate to you, but actually, sorry, no, I don't have to deal with that anymore.
Have you had a Christmassy week? We had our nativity last week. We rocked the stage. I'd like to see Steven Spielberg direct 67-year-olds.
Well, okay, right. Whoa, this is the other thing, and you guys have it so much worse in primary.
Yeah,
The
so we're
pressure
like
on you guys.
teachers and show producers. Thank God I had to do venture, and I did it with a friend who's my co-teacher, because like it was a challenge. So don't not only teach but produce a show. I enjoy doing it, but it's like, in what other profession do you just do a million other professions within your profession? It's mad.
Yeah. But the key thing is that they're small children, like they're young. It must be like herding cats. How do you even begin
Yes.
how do you direct them to do anything? How do you produce a show like that with and maintain any level of like basic expectations or standards? I'm not even going to talk about like creative integrity. How do you how do you make that happen without just pitching yourself off a roof?
I'm actually Santa Claus. That's
It
how
would, I couldn't.
That's how.
I couldn't do it. And there's so much pressure on especially primary schools around this time. But even we had our Christmas concert last week, and I didn't go because I was listening to people tell me how I can get out of teaching on a webinar. I know, I am sad because I did really want to see it. I did really want to go. I love that stuff. I love seeing the kids in different contexts and realizing like how weirdly talented and secretly some of them actually are. But no, I didn't.
We have PE on Monday. We have PE on a Monday. I taught skipping this afternoon. Skipping.
Because they didn't know, or because it's week 14, or because
because the PE scheme said to teach skipping, so that's what I do.
That's a thing you have to do.
But I know how to skip. I was like, but I'm going to teach you the steps of how to learn to skip, because steps to success are very important.
Sorry, wait. Skip like
with a rope
down the yellow brick road, or skip rope skip with a rope.
Yeah, rope skipping. Yeah.
Right.
I'm like, I know how to do it. I was like, no. Not allowed to skip yet. We're going to jump over the rope. You're going to put the rope on the floor. We're going to jump over it. I'm teaching you the steps, the skill of skipping. This is why I'm so tired. My brain is tired.
That is like everything that's wrong with
brain is tired,
education in a nutshell.
This is the problem. My brain is tired and my body is tired. I'm
having to teach children who skip for fun the proper steps of skipping.
Yeah. Like,
do they have any joy left, or have you successfully sucked it all out of their souls?
No, I like to think there's a bit of joy. Yeah, a little bit.
Oh my god. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm learning French at the moment, and my French tutor came over last week, and I was like, "Look, I'm really sorry, but my brain is tired in English, so bear with me with the French."
Yeah.
What is Mr. Foster said? I'm primary. Teaching kids to sing instead of scream hallelujah is tiresome.
I couldn't do it.
There was quite a bit of screaming, and I was like, no, stop. Stop screaming. Sing. And then I like singing, but then you have to teach them how to sing the songs. So you have to sing in front of 60 kids.
But they probably think you're really good even if you're not.
I mean, I probably am.
Yeah, I mean, they're kids.
Feeling bad about it, so probably, yeah. Yeah, Paul.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah. And you're like, I can't hear you. And then they start screaming.
That's not what that means.
Not singing. Go to a West End show. Your homework is to go see Wicked. That is your homework.
Do you know what annoyed me I mean, that's a stupid thing to say on this particular show. Do you know what annoyed me this term? That's a take your pick. So we tried to take all of year 11 to go see A Christmas Carol at like a local production that apparently was really, 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 really good, but I didn't get to go because I had to stay with the ones that weren't going and whatever. And most of them did, or like 2/3 of them ended up going in the end, but for a while, they were really slow to like come through with the £10 or whatever payment it was. So there was like a good few days where we're like, oh my God, are only like 40 kids going to go on this thing out of however many, 180 or whatever it is. And that like really depressed me because you were just like, go see a West End show. And I'm thinking like, I wish we could do that. And then here was this opportunity to do kind of the closest thing you can do without going to another city. And then so most of the kids were just dragging their feet, or their parents weren't able to pay, I guess, £10 or like the subsidized ticket cost. And it was just like, that was another really depressing moment in week like 11 or whatever it was. Whatever it was. It was just like, I just want these kids to be able to go see a show, like see an actual play in an actual theater. And it's relevant to what they're studying, but it's more just about the experience of doing that because they don't have that. And so many of them just didn't care. And like, and it's not even that all those kids that didn't go, their parents literally couldn't afford it. It was like so many of the kids didn't care. I was asking the ones that stayed, like, so why aren't you guys? And some of them were, to be fair, some of them were like, oh, because I'm going with my parents or I'm going with my friends next week. Why would I stay twice? I'm like, absolutely fair enough. But most of them, and some of them were like, my mom couldn't pay it or my dad couldn't pay it. Again, not their fault. Absolutely fair enough. But most of them were like, why would I go see that? I don't care. And I'm like, I don't know what to do with that. Like, we are providing you opportunities and you are almost like fighting against us not to take them. It's just it's things like that. But like smaller versions of that day in, day out are just draining.
Yeah. That's a shame.
It is. It really is.
Paul
like
said,
you can't. No, go on.
Paul said he's the sound technician. I feel like we could play a game, right? I am a teacher and I am also a therapist.
Okay. I am a teacher and I am also a bouncer.
Yeah. I am a teacher. I am also a photocopier technician and unbreaker. I'm not good at that job. Yeah.
I am a teacher and I am also what am I? What am I? What do I am also the person who fights off school shooters with knives. I'm laughing about this. There's literally nothing funny about that situation. I just want to make absolutely clear. I'm laughing because what that kid said was so ridiculous and worrying, but also really, really sweet.
That's really cool, actually, that a year 8 kid like knew about that stuff. kind
Oh,
of.
but they know because they hear because it's all over social media, right? Like every time there's a school shooting in the States, which is like every day,
I know.
they hear about it. And
Yeah.
we have a lot of conversations actually
Yeah.
about that, and it comes up again. There's a fresh wave every time we have like a lockdown drill, or it's mentioned, or like some procedure changes and we have to tell them, or there's a fire drill. Like they start asking questions about it because
Yeah.
I mean, if you're 13 and you're seeing all this stuff on social media in another country that's supposedly developed,
Yeah.
about all these kids getting shot in schools, like you're gonna have feelings about it and you're gonna ask questions. So we do. They know about it because they're online, and they ask questions about it because they are understandably concerned.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of conversations about like safety and the differences in cultures and gun laws and all those kinds of things, because they see all this horrific tragic stuff, and they're like, well, could that happen here? Could that be me? And you have to make very clear, like, well, anything could happen anywhere, but it's extraordinarily unlikely. And let me tell you why. So this chair is very squeaky. I just want to make really clear, if you can hear any sounds, it's the leather seat I'm sitting on.
It's the cat.
Sorry. It's not. No, it's the
It's the chair.
Reds. It's the Chesterfield things I'm sitting on.
Yee.
Anyway.
I'm a teacher.
Okay, Paul.
That's how oh, yuck. Yeah.
Oh.
Yuck. Ew.
I'm
I
a
should
teacher. Oh, no.
Yeah. This is the primary. You can
I
tell
couldn't do it.
primary. I don't touch them. Sorry. Buy Velcro or learn how to do them. It's vile.
There's not enough hand sand in the world for that. No.
I should point out that we are on TikTok now, and I'm sure you could find a TikTok video on how to tie shoelaces. If you're a parent and you're listening, we advocate videos.
Can I share something really like deeply shameful that I've only just decided I'm not going to feel ashamed about?
Yes.
I never learned how to tie my shoelaces properly, so I still do bunny ears. I make bunny ears and I tie them in a knot, and I have my entire life, over 30 years now, because I could not get the hang of the around and through, and I just gave up very early on and stuck with the bunny ears. So anytime some kid in my life is like, I didn't know how to tie my shoelaces, I'm like, well, neither do I, kid. Here's the fix. Don't ever ask me again. I've taught you this once. Do not ever ask me again.
I'm going to use that. Sorry, I don't know how to do them. I can't help you. Sorry.
Yeah. Like, well, I don't know how to do that, but here's the cheat. Don't let anyone judge you for it. Bunny ears in a knot.
Whatever works for you.
Yeah.
That is the method that you have chosen to be successful. and in maths, we call that maths mastery. Being able to choose a method that works for you is mastery. So you are working at greater depth in shoelace tying, and we can well done. Well done.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, I think it was just a really stubborn, normally high achieving kid frustrated at not figuring something out the first time and giving up forever. I think that's actually what it was. But yeah, cool. I'll take that.
Yeah. And we should mention, we know we just did it, but we should mention John Cat again. Maybe they have shoelace books, like, like shoelaces. I don't know. But they have a website. So if you go on their website, you can have a look. I'm sure there's a search engine on their website. Yeah, the discount code is for 20% off, and the code is, write it down, guys, or type it into your phone. We know you're listening on phones. JCTTTR 2425 in capitals, and then Parent Kind, who are a national charity representing parent views and voice and championing parental participation in education and school life. By fostering strong school-parent partnerships, we can boost student attendance, improve behaviour, and enhance academic performance. When parents actively participate, students thrive. Join the movement that's reshaping education for the better. Visit parentkind.org to learn more about reaping the rewards of working in partnership with parents. That's a lot of R's and a lot of P's.
It is.
Yeah, that was.
It is. But that's fine.
There's also our fabulous Teachers Talk Connect, which is a fabulous bit of teacher CPD. It's free. You just need to get your ticket on our website, ttradio.org. It's happening on Saturday, the 1st of March in Manchester. There's great speakers, Lee Parkinson, Mr. P, Kate Jones, great CPD, subject specific. I believe it's across the education spectrum. So yeah, primary, secondary, further education. We don't discriminate. We like all teachers. But we won't tell you what it is.
I'm on the John Catt website right now. They
Yes.
do not, unfortunately, have any books about teaching people to tie their shoelaces. There's a bunch of stuff about supporting teacher workload.
That's great.
Which is good because that's killing us all.
Why we're tired, guys.
Yeah.
That's why we're tired. So, if you want some CPD reading over Christmas, which maybe some people do, there's some very good books on there. They have some like very good retrieval practice ones, and retrieval practice seems to be like the wow word in teaching at the moment. So get on over to John.
There's a lot of wow words.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can they just not be adjectives, please? Please stop telling children adjectives are wow words. It's very hard to unteach that. It's not.
What do you mean?
When I taught year 6, I had this one kid who was like a great depth writer, but every single piece of writing was full of adjectives. I was like,
oh no,
this is a non-fiction piece of writing. You don't need adjectives in it. Stop.
Yeah, fair. Okay.
Unteaching stuff is very tiring. I have in our list leadership, no downtime, workload. Remember your why.
Ugh.
We appreciate you. We appreciate you.
I don't want to remember my why. No, I do remember. As I said, my why is my mortgage, and that's just getting me through the week.
And the little boy that's going to from a knife.
Oh yeah. And the other thing that we haven't mentioned, that because I was talking about this earlier this evening, and my wife was like, Ofsted, people are getting Ofsted inspections. Ofsted is coming into schools. Yeah.
No.
Apparently. I don't know anything about this, but this is what she says. I mean, I believe it.
Oh, because so do I. I believe it. Yeah, I do. If you're listening and we're nearly finished, let us know if you're feeling tired. And we really hope you don't have Ofsted this week. That is just
I'm so sorry if you do.
Horrible. I can't even imagine. I think I'd just lie on the floor.
I think that's what I was saying. I don't think anyone who's got the call would be listening to this. I think they would be shaking in a ball in a corner.
Yeah, I would be crying.
Or smashing plates in the back garden. That's what I would be doing.
Yeah, Paul, we're knackered as well. We are knackered.
So knackered.
We're nearly there, guys. We're nearly there. And we've come to the end of our show.
We have and there's a cat. Sorry, cat just clawed my leg. Sorry.
Hello, cat.
I'm so sorry. Right. Well, on that painful note, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna try and get some sleep because self-care starts with good sleep hygiene.
You are well.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I'm like, this is Friday because it's half. So
that's clever.
Yeah, 3.5 days. Just print some Christmas coloring in sheets, guys. You know which website to go to.
Yeah. I might do that for year 11 this week. That's where I'm at right now, honestly. We'll see.
Yeah, get them to describe it. But that needs an English lesson.
Color this in and then write a story. Yeah.
Write a story, yeah, exactly. I'm not marking it. It's I want to see if you can write independently.
Yeah. Yeah, that might need to happen. All right.
All right. Well,
Well, I've enjoyed our complaining hour. Thanks, Lianne.
you're welcome. Merry Christmas, everyone. Good season.
Oh God, Paul. Heads down, thumbs up, 6-hour megathon.
I think
That's a good idea, actually.
Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah.
Countrywide, heads down, thumbs up.
Just
Well,
everyone.
if you work in a private school, we will speak to you on Monday. And if you are not in a private school, yeah, we understand, guys. We understand. We're very tired.
Yeah.
Too.
We're very tired.
Yeah, eat chocolate.
Right. I'm off to bed.
All right, guys. Well,
All right.
we'll see you all after Christmas.
Bye.
Bye.
Outstanding and world-class vision and world-class this.
I'm a real leadership geek, honestly. I've spent my whole career reading books and chatting to people.
I just find the whole thing and the announcement, the way it's been announced, bizarre.
If you could move away from a model where teachers are so intensely focused